Hello, porters and porter parents. My name is Michelle Cannon, and I will be your son or daughter's health teacher for this semester at East Campus during the remote learning time. Previously, I've spent 17 years teaching PE at the Freshman Center, so I may have had your son or daughter last year. I'm very excited to be teaching dance and health at East Campus for the next 17 years. I'm going to go over the remote learning policies and grading procedures for this semester, and I'm hoping that we will one day be able to return in person and go over the curriculum in more detail. So without further ado, I will pass this information along and we will go over the grading procedures. Thank you.
So the grading breakdown is as follows. On the schedule, I will see your son or daughter on period 2. So the grading breakdown is as follows. I see your son or daughter for period 2 health, which means I will have Google Meets on Mondays and Thursdays from 9:10 until 10:10. On those days, we will be going over social emotional learning, as well as 80% of our grade will be based on projects and assignments that are health-based. Please note that due to remote learning, there are no semester exams. We have found that this is going to be the most beneficial to your son or daughter during this time. Our social emotional learning is part of the Resilient Youth program that we trained it with over the summer. On Wednesdays, we will have shortened class time that we will go over breathing exercises, anxiety reduction strategies, stress management, and learning how to reframe our thoughts so that we are able to deal with stressors in our life. We are going to have various projects and assignments that are linked to the units that we have in our health curriculum. The first unit is on health and healthy decisions, our second unit on mental wellness, our third unit on physical wellness, our fourth unit on human sexuality, and our fifth unit on drug awareness. We are hoping that during this semester we may come back to school, but if not, we are prepared to teach this curriculum virtually. Please note that all of my resources are located on Google Classroom, as well as all the links for our Google Meets. For Google Meets, our expectations are as followed. We will meet 3 times a week, as I stated before. There is also a Remind text program if you would like to join. Many of your sons and daughters have joined and have easily and quickly responded to me, and I am able to respond back. The school rules do apply for our Google Meets just as if we were in the regular classroom. You may have received a link from me with a video explaining the details and expectations that we have for our Google Meets. The first one is that I encourage your son or daughter to show up on time. I understand that there are technological issues that may prevent that. As long as they're able to contact me via the Remind app or an email, it makes class go much smoother. I encourage your son or daughter to find a quiet place to listen and engage that is free from distraction. So I discourage them from having class while they're laying down in bed or sitting in bed. A desk would be preferable or comfortable on the floor. I would encourage them to stay muted unless they have a question. They can also use the chat box. And please do not use your phones during class unless it's for the class project or an activity. If they have a question, I encourage them to raise their hand and flag me down or use the chat box, and then be respectful of others in the class. I would appreciate if they don't move around too much and stay in the screen. I would like to see their faces, and many times I will have them turn the chat box or the video off. I discourage them from playing games or being distracted in any way, and then from wearing any kind of inappropriate clothes or having similar inappropriate items in the background. That is also subject to disciplinary action. Here are different ways that you can contact Mrs. Cannon: the text Remind app, which is located on Google Classroom, my email. My phone number is actually 588-8418 or 8343. I'm excited to have your son or daughter in class. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or reach out in any way. Have a great semester and go Porters!